G'day, Calamera, and welcome to Cyprus. Today's vlog, first impressions and need to know information about Cyprus, if you were thinking of coming. Now, wow, first things first, when you arrive, I've arrived on the Turkey side. For argument's sake, Cyprus is split into two. It is Turkey and Greece. There is a small part of it that is run by the United Nations. There is a part of it that is also owned by Britain. It is somewhere in the Greek side. So when you arrive, as I did on the Turkish side, you will get a 30-day visa stamp. Now, I booked my hotel on the Greek side, just literally across the border, which is an easy pass through passport control, which you do have to go through, and you have to keep your passport with you, because if you are coming here, when you enter into the Greek side, you are immediately given a 90-day visa, as it's part of the EU. So there you go, there's the vital information. Not far from where I'm staying, there is this park. It is about 9 AM of the morning, and I'm just out for my morning stalk. I am, just have a look around to see what's happening. So there you go, that's the important information that you'd need to know if you're thinking of coming to Cyprus. And then once you've got that 90 day on this side, you are free to cross that border in and out for 90 days, as I was told by customs yesterday. Now, Cyprus is the third biggest island in the Mediterranean. It is also the most eastern Mediterranean island country in the Mediterranean. It is. It is steeped with history. It really is. I don't think there's many countries that have been conquered, reconquered than Cyprus, which I will tell you about shortly. I will. Now, the biggest attraction of Cyprus is the weather. It is. Lots of Brits come to live here because it has roughly 340 days of sunshine a year. It does. I think that's right. Now, as far as I say, the first things that my impression of arriving here is it's seen from the airport, coming to Nicosia, main centre, downtown, which is there. I'll go down there in a bit. It's more like rundown town. It is. It is. And hopefully I'll be able to remember my way back somewhere. I think it's the left side. Now, hopefully one day they'll get the place finished, as it's still under reconstruction since the massive war in the early 70s when the Turks invaded. And this perhaps what Cyprus is most well known for, and that's why the UN are here to operate that no-go buffer zone, which we may or may not get to at some point. But on first arrival and coming here, it does seem very much like a war-torn country. It really does. And like I say, it'd be nice when they get it finished. It's like a building site after building site all around here. Massive development. I don't know if there's archaeological work going on. Maybe not. Don't know. As we enter, can we enter? I don't know if this is like a university part where I'm going now. I should have perhaps, I actually just spotted a post office, which is pretty good news. It does have a post office, and you will see Acropolis type buildings everywhere, whether they're old or new. And it is host, obviously, to a few parks I've just wandered into. Oh, which has brightened me up a little bit. Yeah. Now, as far as history goes, it does take something to actually get a real good, firm understanding of how this country developed to what it has become today. Now the island is small, it's like I say, it's the third biggest island in the Med, but in comparison to other countries, it's really small. It is. It's just 140 miles in length. So it's an easy place to get about. I put my glasses on, I was going to do a bit of reading, and then I was like, well, there isn't really much to look at here. I thought I'd wandered into something. And that park what I just came from continued all the way down there, which is what I've seen of Cyprus so far. I come for a visa run, and I won't go into my personal business. I'll do that on when I move hotels. I do that in the Sean King channel, won't I, on another vlog. That is the difference between these two channels, if you're ever wondering. I try and keep the Dead Horse channel to it's kind of a subject base, and run on about a load of crap and tell you a load of stuff that I've read off internet. I have actually got some notes in here. Damn, I'm trying to find something that you guys can look at, and then I can tell you all about the history. And that is what I'm trying to do, rather than being clever. It'd be much better if I downloaded a load of footage. I ain't doing that, and then just talked a load of dribble over the top in the hotel room. But no, I ain't got to do that. I was hoping I could find something to actually show you of an interest. Oh man, the beach is probably the best part, and I will be going there at some point. I just can't believe it's like a building site. Right, give us a second, we'll go to the downtown, sorry, not rundown, downtown. Okay, and taxi. This is the downtown, the old part of the town. As you can see, these buildings are rather old. They do have quite a bit of history, as I was then about to run on. Now, it is quite early and things do start quite late. Some of these buildings do retain lots of the original, what's the right word? Originality of the island. Some is under redevelopment, some it's got this particular blue and white Greek look about it, with a few cats scattered about. Now, one of the things you will have to be aware of, there are lots of flies. There are. So this is important information, guys, when you come to Cyprus. Be warned, be aware that it is ridden with flies. Now, I'm walking quite slow, and hopefully I'll let speed up to keep the flies away from me. Right, I'll give you a history lesson. Now, one of the earliest graves of a human being is actually here in Cyprus, and I don't think I'm too far away from that, and I will try to see if I can get there. The first earliest grave is 7,500 BC. Just to give you some idea of human activity on this little island. Okay, now, what put the island on the map, or why people come here, was due to the copper ore, which of course was needed to make a couple of Greek guys just having a bit of banter. Kalamera. Yes. They didn't, so the copper ore was needed for the making of bronze. So then came the Bronze Age, and that is where rapid human growth started right here in Cyprus. You can see all these little old back streets. It's quite early, so it's the best time to see them. Get that fly that's ringing in my love. We'll walk down here, I see something of an interest. So I'll try and keep the camera pointed down these little streets to find something of interest. Tony, the place to stay. There may be somewhere where you want to stay if you're thinking of coming. Look at them wonderful looking rooms. I've already booked somewhere, so rooms per day, per week, per month. You could probably find somewhere decent right here. Right here. Maybe not. I'm looking at this old painting right up here. So that was it. So the Bronze Age caused rapid human growth. Now the Minoans, the Minoans were the first people to come here, followed by the Kingdom of Alashir in the 14th and 15th BC. This is what I was in looking at. Like I say, trying to give you guys something of an interest. That's probably world record of an interest. Good day, darling. Calamela. Calamela. Cool street. Oh, so anyway, I found something to have a good little look at. You've got to be careful. The streets have been cleaned, but you see, we're bombarded by flies. You wouldn't think it, because the streets are looking pretty clean. So the Egyptians then came. They went everywhere. They were. Now, this is just a brief synopsis. It's not every single little detail, so I'll try and keep to the most important information. After the Egyptians, we had the Persians. Now, the Persians basically took the whole of the Middle East at some point. They did. I'm not sure how far they got, but then, after the Persians was the Macedonian geezer, Alexander the Great. Now, you all know Alexander the Great. He was the second biggest conqueror of the planet, of the world. He was. Just took back streets. I'm going to walk back this way. I will. You see what it looks like. Man, tourist information. Hello, Calamera.
Hello, Calimera. Εσύ καλά?
Yeah, πολύ καλά. Asi?
Μπράβο. Από πού είσαι?
Well, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm English, darling. Where are you from?
I'm from Bulgaria.
From Bulgaria?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you. Have a good day. Yes. Now, one of the things, before I get losing my place after Alexander the Great, one of the things that you need to be aware of, I think the Greeks and the Turks, no matter on what side, well, basically this side are probably a minority, because there are so many people from around the world here. That's why I asked that young lady, she speaks Greek, but she's Bulgarian, to give you some idea of the nationalities that are riddled in this area. So Alexander the Great, he came, and we all know about him. After that, Ptolemy, the Cyprus, mainly Greek, and then came the Romans. That was Alexander the Great, but basically made Cyprus mainly Greek, with the Macedonians obviously coming there for that. And then came the Romans, right, and then became the Egyptians again, followed by the Romans. So the Egyptians and the Romans kind of took charge here and there based on who could really be bothered to control this small island. Man. Right, so after the Romans, after which came the Crusades. We got Richard the Lionheart. We all know him. He came and he conquered Cyprus. He did, Richard the Lionheart. And then he sold Cyprus. He sold it to the Knights Templar. He actually sold it to him, and then the Knights Templar, there's a lot of bit of wheeling and dealing that went on after the Crusades. The Knights Templar actually then went on, and he actually sold it to Jerusalem, the King of Jerusalem. And the Kingdom of Cyprus was then ruled by the French, 400 years BC, then raided by the Ottomans, which were the Turks. Cyprus was then invaded by a massive Turkish army, then in 1878. After that, then in 1878, the Ottomans gave way to the British Empire. Brits were there. They were. No, I don't want to get lost. I'm walking back this way. I ain't got my phone with me. Now, another thing you need to know if you're coming to Cyprus and you are an intrepid traveller like my good self, is British plugs this side. Now, that really put me out because I haven't actually got a British plug to charge my phone. So I've had to put my laptop on and plug my phone in the USB drive so I can actually charge my phone up. So I've got some GPS. So I've got something to get me back to where I want to go. So the British Empire, right, took charge. In 1960, the British ended their role, except for a couple of tiny little sovereign bases, which they still operate today. Thereafter, the Greeks went to war with Turkey, 1974 to 1977. And in 2004, 1.2 million people live in Cyprus. All right, so that's where all the segregation now. That's probably not the best history lesson. I'm not in a great mood to do a lot of reading, to be honest. And I've got to say also, Cyprus this side has been a massive disappointment for me, personally. It has. It's like I say, it seems worn, torn. It's riddled with... G'day, Calamera, non-nationals, and it is. And it's full of flies. That's the worst thing about it. And here we are, like, what I mean. And also, whenever you walk, these aren't walking streets. They're basically driving streets for these cars for deliveries that are doing a bit of work. So it does make it really annoying when you're walking about, try to get somewhere, and you've got a car up your chuff all the time. G'day, buddy. G'day, buddy. So. That's my little history lesson. Now you can get some novelty bottle openers. Yeah, you can, if you like that kind of thing. Yeah, you can. Wonderful. So it is the euro this side. It is, so bear that in mind also. You need to go to the bank and get the euro. The Greeks and the Turks got so much animosity towards each other. They do not like each other's currency. So no one will take my Turkish lira, which I've got I've got a wallet full of it. So bear that in mind, you need some euros. But ATMs are littered everywhere you have a look now. This is, like I say, run downtown area. And another thing that you need to know, everything shuts really early. Supermarkets are closed by 9 o'clock. I need a supermarket last night. They're all shut. I walked up, there was one up here on this street. That was literally it. I was lucky enough he was open. Now, a pint of Carlsberg is €4.50. Important note, that is. This is important information. First impressions, like I say, the shop's still being built. Everywhere's still being built. And moped, scooters, everywhere you look. Oh, man. So Cyprus is as non-impressive as what this vlog is. It's not too good, is it? I like going to places, getting buzzed up with what I see, not getting negged out. So there you go, there's an honest opinion and a true fact of why I'm like, and I'm crossing into the Turkish side today because I don't like this side. I prefer Turkey to Greece any day of the week. I really do. So, let's see if we can find something a bit more positive. Okay, now at the end of the rundown town is passport control right there. And as you can see, people are going and they are coming along that way. Not sure, there's no sign saying I can't film from here. And there's little restaurants right here. What I really want to have a look at is because where I say the city is actually split in two, it really is split in two. It's barricaded, the streets. I say you've got checkpoints that you can go through right here. You will need your passport. You will. Wow, let's have a walk along here. Let's go and find something that's got some kind of interest. That's the UN up there, that's the army. Whoa! Now what I was interested in, these wonderful old doors right here. Man, these buildings look awesome. And there you go, look, it's all barricaded. You cannot cross, it is, the whole street's barricaded. Right here, like this, look. Man, just looking over the other side. There, the army's got their eye on me. I think it's the UN. Wow, all these streets are probably all emptied. Man, I don't know. Like I say, the most important, they are all emptied. Like I say, it's a huge part controlled by the UN. And that's got to be the UN. It's okay? No, okay, cannot film. It's just telling me no, cannot. So I'll just turn the camera off, I'll go and have a chat. He's a cool guy, he spoke perfect English. They're not the UN right there, he's a Cypriot. They're Cypriot forces right there. And he said I can film all around here, I just cannot film the army bases. Now I do know that, that's why I always approach with caution, try and get the acknowledgement of them as soon as I can. So that is it. Like where you've got the run downtown, round there. Now he said I can film all around it. It's just can't. That's a little cat. Just can't film the army area, man. And here, look, it's all boarded up. And this is really, it is a shame, but like I say, it seems like a war-torn country, and it actually does. All these buildings all in there, look, all abandoned. Now, oh man, I'm wondering if I can fly my drone up there. It'll probably get shot down, wouldn't it? And access required at all times, United Nations. Man. So this is, like I say, it's sad, but it is what, of course I want to get in there. Look, I want to root about all in them old buildings. It'd be awesome. All those stuff, it's all abandoned, it's all emptied, and this is the UN controlled zone. As it said here, no parking, all here. Oh man, super duper, it's perked me up. That was something to film of some sort of interest. Ah man, and there is a car park, there's a soldier in there, so I won't point the camera that way. Ah, man, all these buildings here, look. Don't know if they're under, man, they're not, they're all been squatted. It is, it's like, I love it. I perked up, I found something to make, put a smile on my face. So there you go, the vlog must have got better now. For adverse reasons. That's quite mad. Okay, still no parking, this is all boarded up. And they are all abandoned. I really did want to get in there. How's this place? Don't know, it's all, I don't know if it's under reconstruction, but there's definitely no way around it. Obviously, quick bit of sneaky filming, guys. Right here, look, that is proper war-torn, all abandoned, run by the UN. All them buildings in there. Now I say it's a sneaky bit of film. You see, I've just put myself into a bit of danger. I can hear gunshots coming from there, and I'm walking quickly out because there's no one at the post, right there at that barracks post. We can clearly see photographers are prohibited. Man, so I'll just swing that round. Oh, well, I like me sneaky film, and I do. Now, I did just see something that could be of real interest. I did. Where'd I see a sign? Here we go, look, the Cyprus Classic Motorcycle Museum. Now that is obvious why I reckon there's a motorcycle museum. There's probably a car museum, because when that was all abandoned or taken over between 74 and 77, can you imagine the stuff that was left there? The cars, the motorbikes, the stuff in the shops, everything. Now there are cameras all up here. Is that a camera? It is a camera right there. So I'll just focus that on me, so I'm not looking at it. There's another sentry box right in front of me. But I will nip back and see if I can get into the motorbike museum. Now that years ago, right, say about 10 years ago, when I started watching the internet and I saw, oh man, all the story about, I wanted to go there to see shops full of all stuff from the early 70s that was still all there. It would have been, it would. Now, the only reason that that's not there anymore is because it's all been ransacked, taken down, and all sorts. So I swing round, and that's an old, oh mate, that's an old sentry box turned in to a cattery. Plenty of cats, food and shit. There's a little ginger Tom in there, having a little kip. Is that what I'm hearing? Is gunfire? I'm drawn. I don't think it is. There might be a bit of work going on. There is a proper church there. Now, one good thing last night, if you come to Cyprus and you've been in Turkey for quite some time, there was no Call of Duty. Call of prayer. That's awesome. But actually, Call of Duty, that was good. I like that. I hope you enjoyed that. Call of Duty. You get it from about 5:30, don't you? There's that gunshot. Is it planks of wood or something being chucked about? Oh, I don't know. Nothing down there except a bit of coffee. Right, so I'll just nip up here. before I nip back. But look, as I was saying, all that 70s stuff, I'd love to have gone in there, and the only place that's like it was early 90s is the place in Japan, which is heavily controlled, but you can walk around there. It'd just be awesome. It's like time capsule. Listen to that. You don't get the call of, oh, mate, duty, but you do get the ringing of the bells. This is all right. I'm enjoying myself today. Look at those buildings, right? That's all, again, all in that no-go zone, which, of course, I really want to go. I mean, that's got to be a massive barracks up there. Again, all blocked off, look. Barbed wire at the top, all those buildings. I'll keep on going. Wow, it is. Man. And it is, here's where the city. Again, if you look down there, it's all barbed wire up, pillars, it's all blocked off. There's no camera signs there. I'll see if I can just poke the camera in. There might be guards there. No, I might actually be able to squeeze through there, but I ain't got my passport. I reckon being a British person sneaking about here is you get a jail card, sort of, I reckon. Just making that up, by the way. You probably could go to prison for the rest of your days, mate, if you get caught going across. I wonder if we can just have a look. Oh man, is there anybody in there? Man, I can't see anything. Can the camera see anything? That is awesome. I'd love to be rooting around in those streets. I would. Now you don't. You obviously guessed that there is a no camera sign right there. Man, I've got to remember my way back because I've got to check out at 11. I guess I'll come out about 9ish. So don't want to get back late because I'll get locked out. We don't want that. It's tough enough getting into the apartment. So more of this. This is awesome. All these wonderful buildings. There's a camera embedded in there. Whether or not it's operational, don't know, but man, it's superb. And that is an old barracks of some sort, as you can see. Wow. Right. There's a UN 65, look up there. The white building there, that's not working anymore, but obviously that's another little lookout spot. Lucky enough to be in a part what is able to be filmed. Like I say, it's a war-torn country. And it gives you that feel. It really does. When you're looking at places like that. Man, what is gonna be around the corner? Man, just barbed wire and walls. Wow. Man. There's some kind of walkway over there. Right, I'm going to whip back and see if I can find out where that motorcycle museum is.